The storm is coming, the earth is cracking, the ship is sinking, the fire is spreading, the virus is spreading, but we're still having a great time. What's the logic in that? Well, in this video, we're gonna talk about why are we attracted to disaster films. Now, the first thing that may come into your mind is because these films are exciting. They are visually stimulating. But if you want to see action going on, you can totally just watch James Bond or Fast and Furious, which we won't be able to see the entire summer. What's so special about disaster films? After doing some research, I found two ideas involving apocalypse films that draw us to them. With the first one proposed by people in film and literature, and it is that these films provide a psychological relief. They are somewhat cathartic, said Roland Emmerich, the famous disaster filmmaker who directed Independence Day, The Day After Tomorrow, in 2012. Even though we see all those deaths and destructions in the movie, we know at the end of the day, someone will always survive and save the world. And in most cases, these people are the main characters we've been following around and identify with. Just don't tell me you always imagine yourself being that random guy who died in the background. And because of these happy endings, whenever we watch a disaster film, it will always prove to us that we can survive the worst possible experience and still come out okay. According to anthropologist Professor John Hoops, we may even be attracted to the idea of surviving an apocalypse because it can simplify our life and somehow allow us to escape reality and avoid responsibilities. Because when the world is about to end, the last thing you should care about is whether you're still going to school or going to work. Because if you have one job, if any, it's to stay alive. Now, the second idea proposed by psychologists is that disaster films help manage anxiety and offer security. Now, this concept has something to do with a cognitive strategy called defensive pessimism. Whenever you feel anxious or worried about something, what this strategy tells you is to be as negative as possible and imagine a worst-case scenario, and in this case, watching a disaster film. What this is trying to do is to achieve two purposes. One is downward social comparison. By comparing yourself with people far worse than you, you can still reassure yourself that you're still doing quite okay. For example, in our current circumstance, if you're rewatching World War C at home, theoretically, it should make you feel better and less panicky about the pandemic. Because you know, no matter how worse the virus now can be, no one is going to turn into a human-eating zombie in 12 seconds. Another purpose defensive pessimism is trying to achieve is preventive focus. According to psychologist Dr. Julie Norum, being exposed to dramatic events that hasn't happened or may never happen, say the end of the world, can help us with problem solving. What it does is mentally prepare you for the worst so you can develop the best coping strategy. Not only does it help you realize what is under your control, what is not, it can also help you develop the confidence and understand that you have the ability to do what is necessary to protect yourself. Say if you've watched the movie Outbreak in 1995, do you know what you should do now?